So last year, I decided I wanted to become an AI. I mean, like more than usual. So I decided to get these Rayban Meta smart glasses. And now, more than half a year later, what do I think? Well, give me a few minutes and I'll tell you exactly what a would-be robot might think. So what are these things anyway, and why do they cost so much money? Let me share a story with you before I answer that. In late 2023, I went on a trip with my family, and I found it just a little off-putting that I wasn't fast enough to capture some of the candid moments, whether with my phone or even a fancy mirrorless camera. So then I realized if I wanted to fully capture the lives of my children, I'd have to approach things a little differently. And so when I came across these glasses, I thought these might be it. And I know what you might be thinking now. How can this clown endorse these glasses that cost nearly as much as those AR and XR glasses, or even the Quest 3 that he's been shoving down our throats all this time? And that's the thing. Clowns be damned, I don't think that these are for everyone. And I'll say this right now, possibly not even for most people. But if you want to capitalize on those candid moments, and of course you don't care about an android stealing all of your data. No, I don't mean me, I mean this guy.
And I was human. I am human, still.
Then just maybe, these might be what you're looking for. So let's jump through a few specs now, and I'll tell you everything I like, don't like, and then who I think these are for. As always, everything expressed in today's video is of my own opinion, and nobody sponsored this video, or the purchase of these glasses. But if you'd like to help a guy out, why not check out this UGREEN power bank? One that's powerful enough to charge these glasses multiple times over, not to mention all of my handhelds, my Quest 3, and even my phone, which I find myself taking out much less now with these things in my face. So thanks to UGREEN for not sponsoring this video, sending that bank over and helping a wannabe AI out. You know, because we need to charge things. But you can help yourself out by making use of that slick little display that shows you just how much is left in the bank, and address your sensory issues with the included soft touch carrying bag, which also includes a cable. Yeah, you might even say it's UGREEN lit to go on a plane with you, since it's rated at 90 watt hours. Okay, dad jokes out of the way, let's just say right off the bat what these aren't. They aren't those display glasses that I've reviewed on the channel already, like the Vitchers or the X-Real Airs. If anything, they're closer to the Razer Anzu glasses. Yeah, okay, maybe that's a bad comparison, but basically they are smart glasses that connect via Bluetooth to let you make calls, let you listen to whatever music or video you've got playing on your phone or even your computer if you've got it connected to that. And of course, the biggest difference between these glasses is what I mentioned earlier, the lack of any kind of in-lens display, but they do have front-facing camera and an LED indicator on the front of the glasses. Now the camera, which takes photos or pictures all in portrait, I will talk about a little bit later, because I've held off until now about mentioning the meme or gimmick of this video, which is the onboard Meta AI, which will make use of those cameras and the microphone to tell you what you're looking at, or even act as an assistant of sorts. Kinda like a ChatGPT, but for your face. So originally, when I purchased these, you needed to be in the beta program to access the AI, but now, as far as I know, it's available to anyone who buys them. And it does seem like the AI is improving almost every day. Not something I can say about myself. What I like about the AI, besides the obvious, is the potential for accessibility. It's fun for me to just look at random trees and ask what kind of plant it is, but on a larger scale, it might be very useful for those who are visually impaired or blind. Say for instance, someone has low vision and they're looking at a sign and they're not exactly sure what it says because of glare or whatever. Well, this is where the Meta AI can potentially help you out. What if the sign is also in Spanish? Maybe it can translate that too. Granted, it will make mistakes, but from my experience, it definitely seems right more oftentimes than it's wrong. To be clear, it's definitely not infallible. You can ask it all kinds of questions like ChatGPT, and sometimes it will hallucinate or essentially tell you the wrong thing very confidently. But you know what? You're probably not here to listen to me drone on about how this could help people. So let me tell you what I don't like about these glasses after several months of use. Obviously, besides the price being the biggest point of contention, it's that these are made and completely controlled by Meta. Given Meta or Facebook's history, this could mean literally anything in terms of what they're doing with the pictures or questions you ask the AI. And even if you don't use the AI, they ask you to have the MetaView app always open, so who knows what they know. Yes, you can disable the Hey Meta audio cue, but Like we've all been seeing with Google, who's to say that they're not listening anyway? Now, while I don't like this, paranoia aside, here's where I'll play devil's advocate, at least a little. While I'm not suggesting anyone trust big tech, and definitely not blindly, what guarantees do we have with a smaller company? Let's imagine for a second that a lesser known brand comes out with a competitive device, using its own cloud-based AI. Wouldn't they be just as incentivized, or maybe even more inclined to sell your data? Because they gotta make money somehow. And with fewer eyes on that company, would you even expect anyone like the FTC or FCC to actually go knocking on their doors? Yeah, just food for thought. Now in terms of actually using the AI, while it has been useful, it's not perfect. There's been a number of instances where I'm in the middle of questioning it and it just stops responding. How do I know it stops responding? Well, there's this little LED indicator on the right side of the glasses which blinks when the AI is listening. And so it just turns off when I'm trying to ask it something, which is frustrating at times, but I wouldn't call it a deal breaker. All I'll say is that I hope that it continues to improve and that these bugs or whatever get fixed. Now, if you can get past all of that security and privacy stuff, there is still comfort. Besides what I just mentioned, I wasn't the happiest of campers with the comfort level, and I actually first got the XL size and found them uncomfortable for long periods of wear, and then I replaced them with the XXL size, which are only available through the Rayban website. Funnily enough, while I was willing to put up with the discomfort for the convenience, about 3 months or so into ownership, my first pair of these glasses started bugging out and needed to be replaced. Thankfully, I was still within the return window and I returned it to Best Buy and then bought them from Rayban directly. The question obviously here is, why did they fail? My only guess is that it was because I was outside during the winter months, and even though they are rated for IPX4, which is some light rain, there must have been some light rain outside, and so then they stopped functioning correctly. So durability is not my most favorite thing, and I really don't take chances with them anymore and don't wear them outside with even little speckles of water. Now let's talk about the camera for a second. While I like the quality that it captures, and in ways it's taught me how to reframe or retake photos and videos, it only takes them in portrait, which is annoying, and I'm not the only one complaining about this, I'm sure. A positive note here is that captures were initially limited to 1 minute, but there was a very recent update which lets you capture video up to 3 minutes, which has been a game changer for sure in terms of overall usability. So let's round up this longer than usual video with who should buy these things and what I want to see from the future versions. First, if you're someone always on the go, or you're an influencer or whatever, these just might be your best friend, at least until there's a new version. Second, if you do want to catch those moments where you might be too slow to whip out your phone, or you want to snap whatever you're looking at with a little more unique POV, these might be your go-to as well. I do think that long after the cameras are no longer usable, or once the AI is no longer supported, the speakers can serve as a nice replacement for ear or earbuds as an alternative. But I'll admit that I'm no audiophile, so there's that. Now what I'm genuinely interested in seeing what the next iteration of these glasses is going to be. I hope they fully integrate something like the displays found in the Viture Pros. But I won't hold my breath for anything that is affordable. Just like you shouldn't hold your breath for the next video and watch this Viture Pro video next.
GG.